Alright fam, here we go. Episode 1, 3-minute tutorial Friday. My new series where I'm gonna teach you guys something I know about photography or video. I'm gonna do it in 3 minutes. I'm gonna do it on Fridays. That's how I came up with the name. It's clever, right? Yeah, I'm in a weird mood today. Alright, roll the intro. Alright guys, so I think the question I get most often is what camera do I shoot with, what's my workflow, just gear and workflow, gear and workflow, gear and workflow. So today we're talking about gear, we're talking about workflow. Now I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a gearhead. Especially as I've gotten older, I seem to care less and less about gear, and I weirdly am going into a phase where I'm enjoying using like older, not as powerful gear just because it makes me more resourceful. But I'm gonna take you guys through my camera bag, what I'm using right now, what's my primary vlogging setup, and then I'm gonna break down whenever I jump into the computer, how am I doing that? How do I organize my footage? Where do I store it? What drives do I work on? And how do I set up a project to start editing? But first, what's in my bag? All right, so I use 2 primary camera bags. There's this guy, and then this big, heavy LOWEPRO backpack. I like to call this the mothership and this baby bro. AKA, this is where I store a lot of my camera gear when it's not in use or for big trips. This is my daily vlogging, production studio in a backpack. First thing you're gonna find is my primary camera body, which is a Canon EOS R, as well as my vlogging mic, which is a Rode VideoMic Pro 2. Now that I've shown you this gear, I'm gonna switch to this camera. All right, so primary camera that is filming right now is the Canon EOS R. I love this camera, and I shot a 1DX Mark II for a very long time. I love that camera. I'm considering buying another one of those, but I can't really decide. Also, the black magic looks interesting. I honestly don't know. That's the primary camera that is filming me just about every single day. Let's talk about what else lives inside this bag. This being my travel bag, it's super lightweight. I have a GorillaPod, the Canon 24 to 105 f4. This is an IS version, so it's really great for video. Finally, my favorite lens of all time, which is the Sigma 35mm 1.4. I broke this in Belize about a year ago, and so it's being held together with duct tape. This bag also holds my old Hero 6 GoPro, SD card pouch, batteries, and a Sharpie, because you just never know. Yeah, there's just like no way this is gonna be 3 minutes. I can already feel this has to be like 2 minutes into the video at this point, and I haven't talked about the other bag. I haven't talked about my workflow. Maybe this series is gonna be called Tutorial Friday. Moving forward, it'll be 3-minute Tutorial Friday. Today it's just Tutorial Friday because I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the same bag every vlogger in New York City and on YouTube seems to use right now. It's a Peak Design, a 20-liter gray bag. Oh, also, there is a 15-inch MACBOok Pro that normally sits in the back of it. This is what I edit on when I'm on the road. I don't even know the specs. It's a 2016 15-inch, a 2.7 gigahertz Intel i7, 16 gigs of RAM. I honestly don't use it that often. I mostly am editing on my sort of workhorse iMac. It's like now that I've decided this isn't gonna be 3 minutes, I'm just completely off the rails. Now that we've talked about the Peak bag, which is my travel bag, normally I always try and take that bag with me if I'm going on trips. I try to condense down into that so I'm not taking too much stuff, but sometimes that doesn't work, in which case I bring this guy, and this is an old LOWEPRO backpack that I love, and it's great. It's just too big and bulky, and whenever you're like hopping in and out of cars and flights and stuff like that, it can be a little bit of a tough bag to use. So what gets stored in this bag is a little bit different. This bag is primarily used for things that I'm not using that often, or like older hand-me-down gear. So my Fuji INSTAX, my old Canon 6D, microphones, my Fuji X100, my MAVIC, which never gets used, extra battery packs, drone batteries, other lenses like the 24-70 and the 50mm 1.4, both great lenses, I just don't use them that often. And also I need sort of a constant resource of micro USBs. Like, I understand that was very fast and nitty gritty. There's lots of people on YouTube that have substantially better reviews and things where they talk about the blades and how it spins, and I'm not good at those things. This is just the gear I use to make videos. All right, so now that we've talked about the gear that I use to create my pictures and my videos, let's talk about what happens whenever I sit down at the computer. So I've seen some comments. I live right next to Lincoln Tunnel, and it's 6:30 right now, which means lots of people are leaving. So if there's just an abundance of horns in the background, I'm sorry. It just comes with New York City. So right now I'm working on a 27-inch 5K iMac. It's whatever the newest iMac is. I just bought it. So once I get back to the computer, I start offloading. I have a handful of different hard drives I like to use. These 4TB Thunderbolts were sort of my main source of life for the last few years of my career. They're not too bad when it comes to speed, and they've got a nice beefy capacity, but recently my life has been changed by the SANDISK super tiny SSDs. This is a 1TB USB 3.0. It's crazy fast, it's waterproof, it's like indestructible. This guy is an absolute beast. They're wildly overpriced in my opinion, but they're great. Basically what I'm doing these days is primarily dropping footage onto these guys. I edit the project here. Once the project is done, it gets moved to one of these or this big 10TB G-Tech drive that I have two of, and it's duplicated and all of that jazz. So now we are at my favorite part where we can start jumping into the computer, loading up footage, and begin the editing process. So this is normally where I'm starting. So right here, I have my new project folder, jump in here, and I start creating the framework of where my files are going to go. So I always started out with a number, 1 through 5, 1 through 7, depending on how many things I need for this particular project, and we name this one project. And this is the folder that is going to house my Premiere Pro working files. Next up, we have footage, followed closely by audio. This is normally where I'm storing things like music and voiceover. 4 is going to be graphics. 5 is stills / photos. 6 is exports. 7 is everything else. So this is what my normal file structure looks like at the beginning of a project. I'll go into footage, make a new folder called card 1, take my first card for the day, drop it into the computer, grab whatever footage we have from this card, it's copied over. We're now ready to start our new project. So we boot up Premiere Pro, we create a new project, it gets dropped inside of the project folder on our desktop, new project, loaded in here. So today is June 6th that I'm filming this, so it's 06/06/19 _ tutorial Friday. We go up here into our import, Command I to import footage. We go up one folder, we can just load up our entire second folder of footage. It brings it all in here. And now we're ready to start editing this project. That's it, there you have it. So now all the footage is loaded into the computer. I edit it, I export it, I upload it to the internets, and then I start the whole process over again. That concludes my first episode of 3-Minute Tutorial Friday. It wasn't 3 minutes. I'm gonna really try for 3 minutes next time once I figure out my flow. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you took something from it. I made my room a complete mess while I was filming this, so I am gonna clean before I edit this video now. But let me know what else you guys wanna learn, and I'll make another one of these Tutorial Fridays next week, because anything I can do to help you guys get better creates a great circle of greatness, and we're all getting better, and we're making better videos and better pictures, and that's great. All right, let me know in the comments what you guys want to learn next. Also, let me know what you had for breakfast. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you later. Bye.